I don't just love coffee, like I live coffee. Every day I talk about it. I am living through it. It's in my genes to love coffee. So I was born and raised in the Middle East. And my family's intensive coffee drinkers. I used to wake up my dad when I was young, and he woke up like a zombie, and then he has coffee, and now he's my dad.
As far as what I consume and interact with, more than cars, more than wealth, more than furniture, I love coffee more than pretty much anything. My first cup of coffee I remember distinctly, and it was in Papua New Guinea. I was roughly 6 years old.
It was Turkish coffee, or Turkish-made coffee. It's actually like Arabic coffee.
I just remember feeling like the coffee is what signified their maturity as adults. I wanted to be mature, I wanted to feel older, so I asked to have some of his coffee, and they both laughed. I tried it, and I remember trying so hard to control my facial muscles to pretend that I was enjoying it.
It's like, what? Why do my parents drink this every day, at least 3 times a day? They can't function without it. And I couldn't get it, and I just felt disgusted.
I was still, after that experience, determined to be a coffee drinker because of its implications regarding my maturity level.
5 years later, I became addicted to it.
I always use the French press to make coffee. You have a few variables: water temperature, the grind size or consistency, and the time. And those are very easy to manipulate. And that way, once you get a coffee and it turns out brilliant, then you can replicate it very easily.
Right now, I don't know if it's technically a brewing method. I really enjoy cupping coffee. When you're cupping, you're fully indulged and focused on the coffee itself.
I think the first time it became a consistent thing in my life was when I was living with my grandfather, and I was about 16 at the time. His favorite pastime was going for coffee. He's of Icelandic descent. I think that's traditionally where, culturally anyways, he adopted his fondness for coffee. I recently went on a coffee tour of Iceland, actually, and it was amazing. Among the Nordic people, it's a very extreme thing. They consume a lot of coffee, more than anybody else in the world. When I came to Toronto, I actually considered where I was going to live based on its proximity to my favorite coffee shops. Reflecting on the reason why coffee became such a big part of my life as a student, I realized it's because of its social nature, I guess. For me, it was always coffee as an excuse to meet with people.
Let's Go for Coffee is probably spoken in every language in the world. We noticed that there's multiple types of roasters. So we found a gap where you can do amazing coffee, can educate the market, educate the consumer.
My brother decided to do his master's thesis on how direct trade coffee influences the community economically, socially, and politically.
What direct trade is, whether it's in coffee or any other commodity, is transparency, traceability, and going straight to the source. The big hype is the farmer is getting compensated fairly. It provides an incentive for the farmer to improve the quality, for the roaster to get better quality beans, and both of them grow together. That connection created the specialty market. That need, that demand for not just good quality, but also the well-being of everybody within this chain of seed to sip or bean to cup.
If I had to give up coffee for any reason, it would be an immense challenge. I would be really sad, and then I would start drinking tea.
It is a human thing to chase that complexity and to chase that dragon, which is getting the perfect cup of coffee or the perfect roast for that coffee, which I think I came to peace that I will not reach that, but I will keep chasing it till death.